Hello, lovely people. This is Upright TV coming to you live here from Accra. Upright TV, like we said not too long ago, we are here to stay. We are here to speak our mind on issues that are bothering so many of us in this country. Many have been admonished, especially by this current president, that we should be citizens but not spectators. How can we be citizens if we don't speak to issues that are bothering our mind? So we are introducing to you a program on Upright TV called The Hard Truth, which means we are going to say it just as it is. The truth is always bitter, but we must learn to speak the truth. That is why it is expected of us not to be silent, but to speak our mind. So today there are few things that we'll be raising, which we deem faith because we think they are of much importance to us, which has to do with job creation in this country. Recently, government created a job program called Napco. Napco was a stopgap measure which was supposed to recruit, train, and engage some few individuals into sustainable employment. They were recruited by the government, put into various agencies without any specific plan. Recently, most of them have finished their Napco service, and now they have to go back to ground zero. This is why we say to you that your leaders are wicked, they are mean, they are self-centered, they have no clue to your problems. They have no idea. If they really have an idea, Napco should be some sort of a succession planning. That if you want to recruit young ones into Napco, into some of these mushroom programs that we keep implementing called job creation models, we should have a plan that if you know that our security services, the police, the army, custom, fire service, Ghana Immigration Service, they will be recruiting along the line. Why don't we have a succession plan that anybody that we pick to go into Napco to serve in any of the security agencies should be qualified to be migrated to the next phase of their level in life? Napco was a sham, a complete sham, was a scam. Because now you recruited the people, paid them 700 Ghana cedi at the end of every month, they had no skills. After the so-called 1 year or 2 years of them serving, the Napco scheme is completely crashed. It has gone dead. That should tell you that the same people you pick from the street and claim that you have created job for them have come back as unemployed. You were paying them 700 Ghana cedi. How many of them were able to save something out of their 700? Especially those of them who are renting, those who are married, those who are paying electricity bill, those who have hands to feed or mouths to feed. So some of these mushroom jobs our governments are claiming to be creating is a hoax, it's a complete false, it's a lie. They haven't done anything. We should find positive means of retaining every young Napco graduate. All the people who serve under Napco that have gone back home, I want any of them who will be watching this video to tell me that his life or her life has significantly been transformed because he worked with Napco. Napco, I said, is a complete sham. It never solved the problem. It only dressed the wound, plastered it, used it as a political gymnastic to tell us that they have created jobs, and now the people have come back to joblessness. So on the hard truth, we will be saying the truth just as it is, that our leaders are clueless, they are brainless. That is why most of the people who are serving in government are always and constantly looking out to amass wealth for themselves, because they know that the system is a shambolic system that they themselves are managing. And they know that once they are out of power, they could go back to poverty as they were before assuming the position of leadership. So every politician right now today, I am telling you on authority that all that they are thinking about is how to amass maximum wealth for themselves. Because those in power today are not too sure whether they will be able to retain their various positions in 2024. So they are doing all these Machiavellian tactics around finding ways to be lying to us that they are creating jobs. I want to tell the government today that they have failed in job creation. They have not created any single job. All the jobs they have created are temporal jobs. Jobs that are temporal, that don't have any succession plan. And it is appalling, it is very abysmal. And we want to tell the government that on the hard truth, we are telling them that they have failed completely, and all the data they keep putting out there in terms of the number of jobs they have created is a lie. They claim they have created 1 million jobs. The 1 million jobs, how many of those jobs are in the private sector? How many of those jobs are in the public sector? Public sector is saying that now we have about 600,000 Ghanaians on the payroll, and these 600,000 Ghanaians on the payroll, we have been hearing it over and over and over again. So how many people have been added to the payroll over the past 4 years or 5 years of the NPP administration? They should boldly come out with the statistics. We are in a country where we don't have government statistics on the total number of unemployed youth in this country. Most of the youth are not employed. We are not employed, but they'll keep churning out fake figures, ridiculous figures, telling us that they have created 1 million jobs. For who? Where are the jobs? Who are those people? Can they point them out with empirical evidence to show that we have created the job and these were the ultimate beneficiaries of it, and this is how they were before, this is how they are today? It's a complete scam. So on the issue of job creation, we are telling government that you have a long way to go. This lackadaisical approach to things, we cannot entertain it for long. That is why we are speaking our mind. That is why we have refused to be spectators, but to be what? Citizens, responsible citizens for such matter. Today I have a few issues that I want to address. I won't speak for long. But on the hard truth, we say we want to say it just as it is without taking anything out and adding anything to it. Recently, our hair bleaching Minister of Agric went around disputing claims that the country is hard. The prices of foodstuffs have gone astronomically high on the market. He has gone publicly, jumping from one media house to another, trying to dispute that fact. The last time he said that no, the statistics available to the Ministry of Agri doesn't support the case that we are making that prices of foodstuff have gone astronomically high in this country. If you have a Minister of Agri that is bleaching the hair, that means the hair is completely dead. There is nothing in there. That's why the information he got at the Ministry of Information or Ministry of Agri is absolutely false. I heard him say not too long ago that a bunch of plantain is now 4 cedi. When did we ever find ourselves in this country where prices of things are reducing? Prices of things never reduce in Ghana, but they rather go up every day. Because when you are presenting even your budget to Parliament, your expected expenditure is more than your expected income. So always we are having budget deficit of 30%, 40%. So if you are having budget deficit, how the hell do you tell me that food prices are going down in our market? How the hell do you tell it that the prices of foodstuffs are stabilized? Why the hell do you tell it that the price of foodstuffs are stabilized because of what they claim planting for food and job? When did we start to plant for whatever? We have always been planting for food. We have not been planting for clothing. We have not been planting for any other thing, but we have always been planting in this country for food. And everybody who farms, anybody who is into agribusiness, whether being supported by the state, is planting for food and also creating jobs for some individuals who are working on his or her farm. So this sloganeering, this Azan way of lying to the weak mind, to say planting for food and job, and since they started the planting for food and job, prices of commodities have stabilized. It's a lie. Prices have never stabilized, but rather prices are going high every day because prices of petroleum products affect every foodstuff on the market because of the transportation cost associated with it. Labor cost is high, production cost is high, everything is high. So how then do our Minister of Agri, our head-dying Minister of Agri, come and tell us that the prices of foodstuff on the market is going low? This is why we are saying that nobody is willing to tell them the truth, to tell them the blatant truth, that they are all lies, they are wicked, they are mean, they are self-centered. We will not tolerate that. I've spoken to many farmers who are growing vegetables, who are into cereals, who are into tuber, who are into several things, and now they are all finding it difficult. In as much as this year the rains has been good, but many are still finding it difficult because even to transport your produce from your farm to the market is a Herculean challenge you need to overcome. So where are the prices of food start going down? I want to find out from the Minister of Agri, when was the last time he visited Agbogbloshie market by himself? When was the last time he himself visited Kotokraba market? When was the last time he visited Malata market? When was the last time he visited Malam market? When was the last time he went to Ho market? He hasn't been doing anything. So if he sit down in his office in his air conditioning in Accra and telling that the prices of foodstuff are rather going down or they are stabilized, it's a lie. He's a complete liar. That is why we are telling him in his face that he has lied to Ghanaians, and we want him to support what he's claiming that food prices are stabilized. Is to support it with empirical data, with evidence to suggest that he went to Kotokraba market and he bought a bunch of plantain for 4 cedis instead of 40 Ghana cedis. Then we will clap for him and say, "Oh, Mr. Minister, then you have not been dyeing your hair in vain, but at least you are dyeing your hair and you still have some level of sense remaining in it." But if you keep roaming around, because the masses are suffering, our mothers are suffering, the unemployed youths are suffering, the parents are suffering, children are suffering, school children are suffering, people cannot afford 3 square meals a day. The people, when they drink cocoa in the morning, till the following morning before they drink cocoa again. You sit in your air conditioning, we are fueling your car for you, you are there, having an ambition that you want to become a president, so you are not sympathizing with the people. You guys don't have any form of empathy because you are what? Wicked and mean. So I'm telling our leaders today that on the hard truth is that prices of commodities are going up day in, day out. Petroleum prices are going up day in, day out. So as I'm speaking to you now, there are so many people on the street there and they have not eaten. They have not eaten. I want to tell the Minister of Agri that they have not eaten. These politicians who have become a bunch of criminals, who many people finance them to become where they are today, and they owe allegiance to some of these people who finance them to become MPs, to become president, to become who they are. They are always lobbying, even to become an MC, a DC. They are lobbying. That's why recently some of them paid assembly members to endorse their nomination by the president. When they failed, they go around claiming that they want to collect their money. That means they are buying their power. They are buying their way. They are paying their way to position of power. That is why this country will never ever progress should we have this kind of system running every day. Where our leaders have become a bunch of liars. They have only one interest, and that interest is about themselves. And that is why we say, on the hard truth, we will say it just as it is. So if you want to tell our Greek minister that your hair that you are bleaching, it is tired, the hair itself is tired, stop bleaching it. And stop lying. You have grown beyond lying. Stop lying to the masses. Food prices are soaring every day. Not too long ago, I heard GRA will be taking off the free taxes on rice, on oil, on cement, on basic items that used to be tax-free. Government say they need money. Not too long ago, Baumia went around saying it is the lazy man's approach to be taxing the people, What have they done? Have they rather not increased taxes, introduced new taxes, milking the system every day? So we are telling them on the hard truth that all of them are a bunch of criminals and liars. We will not entertain that from them. That is why it is expected of everybody to speak his mind. Freedom of speech, but we know what to say and what not to say. But if we should say it and it is the truth, we are ready to face anybody, even to the peril of our life. Because we know that somebody must represent the voice of the voiceless. Who will speak for them? When even our journalists are taking side, journalists that are supposed to be neutral, be on the side of the individual, speak for the masses, speak for the teeming youth who are struggling every day to survive. Journalists are rather thinking about which party should we align ourselves with? Which government should we align ourselves with? Because the journalist even is not getting paid. That's why every journalist go to every program. They are chasing the program organizer because they are waiting for Soli. A journalist who goes to a program without taking a Soli cannot go home, because if he want to depend on salary, he will die. She will die before the month ends. So you see journalists go to a program, and if you not pay them Soli, they will want to tear you into pieces. So the journalists are taking side. The journalists are aligning with political parties. I don't blame them, because everybody got to survive. Friends call me, so Richard, why don't you join NDC? Why don't you join NPP? You are good. I told them I don't want to join any party. I don't want to align myself with any political party. I don't want to speak for any political party. I want to speak for the masses on the street. I want to speak for those who are less privileged, those who are less considered, those who nobody has any plan for them. These are the category of people we want to speak for. I don't want to be a government communicator. I don't want to be a communicator for NDC, because NDC itself, they are worse off. They are worse off.